Welcome back. Chapter 1 is all about why Python. You can read it actually. Now I'll go to invoking interpreter. At the this prompt, if you just say okay, Python like this, it will invoke. Okay, sorry. At the command prompt, if you just say Python, it invokes the interpreter. That's what he's talking about. Uh, invoking interpreter, and then like interactive mode. This is called interactive mode, like what we saw just now. Here, this is like you can just go on entering instructions by instructions in the Python interpreter. Okay, and then let's see. Okay, if you say the word is flat equal to true, the variable you are assigning value true. If you are writing the word is flat, this is gets substituted as true. We come inside the if block, and then they should get printed. Be careful not to fall off. Okay, and then by default Python interpreter our Python uses UTF-8. Okay, and if you want to alter that behavior, you have to alter it appropriately. Now let's start with this. Maybe that was not the right way to start, but let's look at very basics of Python. Okay, always you can initialize the variables like spam equal to 1. Whenever you do spam equal to 1, the spam variable gets initialized with value 1. And if you want to have any comments, you could use pound sign, pound or hash. Anything that is followed by pound or hash sign is treated as a comment. However, if you put text equal to single quotes or double quotes, Python accepts both the strings format, single quote and double quote. But within double quote, if you put a pound sign and then followed by a string, this is not treated as a comment. The whole text variable gets assigned with this value. Now let's look at using Python as a calculator. This is what we were talking about. If you say 2 plus 2, 4. Okay, 2 plus 3 star 6, let's say. Okay, why the value 20? Because it's operator precedence. Star has a value operator precedence more than plus. So first this gets evaluated. 3.16, that is 18. 18 plus 2 is 20. Okay. However, to be on the safer side, you can always do like this. This we will be emphasizing more. Okay. So whenever you use bracket, it makes very clear, you are not relying on operator precedence, but you are explicitly instructing the interpreter to interpret the way you want it. Okay. Now let's come back here. Yeah. So this is the thing, 5 minus 5 star 6. Okay. So this 30 gets evaluated first, and it is subtracted from 50. So you get 20. Okay. And then if you put a bracket like this, okay. So this 20 divided by 4. This is 5.0. Now, if you say 8 by 5, this is 1.6 because division always returns a floating point number. Now, if you do 17 by 3, you get this value. However, if you are just interested in only integer part and not a fraction part, you could discard it using this double forward slash. Whenever you do double forward slash, floor division happens, and then the the decimal points after dots are discarded. And if you do mod operator 17 mod 3, this is 3 5s are 15 and remainder is 2, so remainder gets printed here. Like if you do 5 star 3 plus 2, like 15, 5 star 3 is 15 plus 2, 17. This is most important for SymPy and SciPy operations. You don't use a caret sign like in Sage. Okay, always the exponential part. Whenever you say star star, it is the exponential part. So it is 5 star star 2 is 5 to the power 2. So 5 raised to the power 2, that is 5 square, 25. If you say 2 double star 7, it is 2 raised to 7, it is 128. Okay, 2 to the power 7, 128. And you could also do something like this. You can initialize two variables, width equal to 20, height equal to 45. Okay, for 9 star 45, and you can multiply both of them, like width star height. Okay, whenever you do 45 into 20, it is 900. Okay, it gets printed as 900. However, like if you try to make use of a variable which is not defined, like just say randomly, if you type n on the command prompt, interpreter prompt, okay, you get the name n is not defined. Now, if you do something like this is 4 star 3.75, so it gets evaluated to 12 plus 315 minus 1, 14.2. And then if you do something like this, tax 12.5 divided by 100, and price is equal to 100.50, price star tax. Okay, if you do like this, okay, price gets multiplied with tax value, so this multiplied by this, so you get 12.5625. However, whenever you say price plus underscore, okay, this last value gets picked up. Okay, last value was what? Last value was 12.5625. That gets added to price. Price was 100.50 plus 12.5625. This gets evaluated as 113.0625. Okay, if you say round again, like whenever you say underscore, last evaluated value, so this 113.0625 gets rounded to two decimal digits. You are saying to the two decimal digits. 225 gets discarded, 113.06 is the value. Next section is about strings. So you can just whenever you say spam X, like at the interpreter prompt, spam X get printed. However, whenever you want to print, okay, like T, okay, you have to use escape character. Whenever you use escape character, just see this is single quote, this is single quote. So ideally, it thinks it is end of string, but if you want to escape it, you can just use backslash character. So that gets escaped, and then it gets printed exactly like this. Does it with apostrophe? Okay. You could use, as I was talking about, you could make use of single quotes or double quotes. Double quotes also is valid. And then if you want, outside is single quote and double quotes, right? You don't have to do anything special. That gets printed exactly like this, because outside you are making use of single quotes, inside you are making double quotes. There will not be any clash. Okay? So a few more examples are quoted there. You can check it out. Yeah, whenever see this is next thing, important thing is s is equal to first line backslash n, and then second line. Okay, if you print it, just if you type yes, it gets printed like this. However, when you pass yes to printf function, print function, this backslash n is treated as new line character, and it gets split into first line followed by on a new line second line. Okay, now if you say print something like this, again you are passing backslash into print function, so this part gets printed on the first line and this gets printed on the second line. Okay, so if you say next is you print R, you get output something like this, and whenever you make use of three quotes, right? Whole thing is treated as a string. Okay, complete thing is treated as string. This is multi-line comment in Python. Whenever you want to have multi-line comment in a Python, generally you make use of three quotes, opening quotes and closing quotes. Okay, now let's look at this. If you say 3 star UN plus IUM. Okay, so like this string is replicated 3 times. So un followed by IUM. Okay. Now, if you just say pi and thon, okay, it understands to concatenate them and makes it as Python. Okay. Now you could also make use of multi-line text like this because there is an open and closing bracket here. So whenever you say text, like this gets printed like this. Okay. So next is this, like if prefix value is containing pi and if you concatenate with thon, Python gets printed. Okay, now these are the invalid cases. You can have a look at them. Like prefix is equal to pi, prefix equal to thon. Interpreter doesn't know what to do, so it says there is a syntax error. Okay. Similarly, in the second case, you are doing in star 3 and then IUM. So this is also treated as invalid syntax. Okay. So this expression doesn't get evaluated. Now, when you say word is equal to Python, and if you say word is equal to 0, word square bracket 0, P gets printed. Okay. If you say 5, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, N gets printed. Always it starts at the index 0. Remember that. And whenever you say -1, you start from the reverse side. Okay. N gets printed. Okay. -2, O gets printed. -6, P gets printed. So whenever minus value is there, it is from the reverse side. Okay. Whenever the value is positive integer, you start from the left. Whenever it is negative, you start from the right. Okay. Now this is an important concept called slicing. So whenever you say 0:2, whenever you say 0:2, okay, like you print the word was Python, so you start with 0, 1 and you exclude 2. Okay, like it is a substring between 0 and 2 to excluded. So that is what is highlighted here, to excluded. Okay. Now, if you say a word 2 to 5, 2 is inclusive, PYT, and then 5 is excluded, till 5 excluded, okay, 5 excluded. So this is TH1. Now, when you don't say pass any value to the slicer, just say word equal to a word in the bracket, square bracket, :2. Whenever you do something like this, starting from this value gets substituted as 0. So 0 to 2 pi. Okay. 4 till end on. Okay. And then -2, and if you don't say anything, it starts in the reverse direction, starts from two places from the extreme right, and it prints till the end. Okay. Now you could do something like this. Whenever you say word like this inside the square bracket :2 equal to word plus word 2 till end. So this is 2, this is 2. So whole thing gets printed as Python. Okay. The same thing, 4, whenever you do first 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 excluded, and then 4 till end. So Python gets printed. So the easiest way to remember is tabulated here, like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and it is in the reverse direction here. Okay. Whenever it is minus, it is from right. Whenever it is positive value, it is from left. Okay. Now, if you try to do something like this, word 42, only 6 values are defined, you get a value, string index out of range, just like in any other programming language. 442, if you say, it's only 6 character, but actually, if you say 442, 4 onwards till end gets printed, and 42 till, if you say 42 does not exist, so you get empty string. Now, strings are immutable. This is most important here. Okay, what you wanted to do is you wanted to alter the string first character with J, but J, like strings, in Python there are concepts like mutable and immutable. Immutable is one which cannot be changed. Okay, mutable is one which can be changed. So like you're trying to alter a string first character, like you say string object does not support item assignment. Okay, you get an error message like this. And if you try to slice and assign some pi, you get the same thing, same error message. String object does not support item assignment. Now, however, if you do construct a new string, something like j plus word1 till end, like j and Python, so Jython gets constructed. So like similarly, if you construct a new string, word sliced first pi plus small pi, okay, pi, and you can get a length of a string using length function. Whenever you pass len string to len, you get 34. Okay, next important concept is lists. Okay, we'll go through the lists. Okay, lists you can declare like the square equal to 1 2 1 4 9 16 25. Like whenever you say square, it gets printed like this. Whenever you index into 0th, 1 gets printed, -1 25 gets printed, -3 till end, 9 16 and 25 get printed. Okay, so this slicing operation, you try it out in the Python interpreter, you will understand it much better. Okay, now whenever you say square and without passing any values, whole of it gets printed. Okay, 1 4 9 16 25 gets printed. Now if you do something like this, initially it was 1 4 9 16 25 and 36 49 64 81 100 gets appended to that. Now, this line is important, that what we have been talking. Strings are immutable while lists are mutable. Okay, so like you could also define a list like this: cube equal to 1 8 27 65 125. However, this 65 value is in not a cube, right? So there is a problem with this, let's say list, and you want to alter. You calculate 4 to the power 3 as 64, and you want to alter it. So just what you could do is cube 3 is equal to 64. So like 0 1 2 3, this gets plus 64. Now let's say cubes you are printing, you get a value like this: 1 8 27 64 125. Now, to this list you can append. There is a list.append function. Whenever you append a function, okay, this becomes 1 8 27 64 125 216, and if you to that list if you append 7 to the power 3, that is 243. Whole thing, if you print, you get this value. Okay, 1 8 27 64 125 216 343. So letters, if you print letters, whatever value you had initialized, you get it back. And if you do slicing operation and alter these three values with capital, okay, and if you print it back A B C D E F G, okay. Now if you do 2 5 equal to empty list, okay, these three values get vanished. Okay, they get vanished and you get A B F G. Okay, if you alter the whole list with empty list, it becomes totally empty. Here you are not passing starting and ending equal to empty list, letters becomes empty. Similarly, the way we did earlier, you can get a length of a list. You just need to say length and pass list. You get value 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now, yeah, A is equal to this, B, N is equal to this. If you do, this is most important here. This is one-dimensional array. This is one-dimensional array. It is two-dimensional array. See here, array of array, that is two-dimensional array. Two-dimensional list, it's two-dimensional list. This is a list, this is a list. When you do like this, it is list of lists, actually that is two-dimensional list. Okay, if you say 0, this whole thing gets printed. Okay, however, if you use an index like this, 0 and 1, okay, the particular value, okay, particular value like this is 0th is this. Okay, you are interested in first one, B gets printed. I used the word array. Actually, it should be list because I come from a programming language where arrays are extensively used. Now let's look at the first step towards programming. Okay, what is meant here is like to the interpreter prompt you could pass a set of statements and it becomes a program. Okay, let's try it out here. Let's try it out. Let's say a equal to 1. Okay, and then while a less than 1000 colon, okay, just say a plus 2, okay, and then just say what is it actually. Okay, these are all odd numbers or not even numbers, odd numbers. Like here, while a is equal to less than 1000, actually even 1001 is getting printed because that condition it gets evaluated in the beginning and then we are adding it. But in essence, you should get the concept. You can pass bunch of statements back to back and then it becomes a program. Okay, so here he has used a Fibonacci. Let's take this as example here. This is multivariable initialization. A is 0, B is 1. Okay, while A is less than 10, okay, we are printing A, and then A we are assigning value B, B we are assigning value A plus B. Okay, if you print, you get a Fibonacci sequence. Also, you could do something like this. I is equal to 256 dot start 256. Print the value of I is 256.2 start 256 is 65,536. Now this is a special case. If you want to not to print a new line, right? You can alter that behavior by passing end equal to end character is not a new line but a comma. Okay, in that case, same Fibonacci example that we were talking about. Fibonacci sequence gets printed in a single line. Okay. Next section is on control flow. We'll conclude here and then we'll meet in next class on control flow.